What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be going over my first impressions of the Black Ops Cold War beta. Now, it's kind of weird doing this because I've already done a first impressions on the alpha, and it's, technically a second first impressions because I've already played the game before this. But a lot of this is going to be actually talking about, the differences between the alpha and the beta, what I thought sort of felt better, what was worse, and just the general direction of the game where I feel like it's going. As I did play a fair bit of the beta when, on the first weekend, and then it is actually out right now. Probably as you're watching this, it is actually out again, and so we're definitely getting a good feel for the game overall, and I'm definitely enjoying it so far. So I thought I'd give you guys my first impressions on that. So the first thing that I've really noticed in the beta compared to the alpha is it felt a lot smoother. I don't know exactly what it was about the game, but it felt like it ran a lot smoother. Part of it may have been the field of view slider, which just made the game feel a little bit faster pace. For those who have played from like console to PC, you'll know that on PC every game just feels quicker because generally you'll put your field of view a little bit different, and I don't know why exactly, but it just feels way quicker with the field of view slider. So that could be part of it, but it really just felt like the connection, and even just to a degree the gunplay, it all felt a little bit smoother than in the alpha, which is to be expected. It is obviously a more, a newer version of the game, but that was one thing that I just really noticed straight away was how smooth it felt compared to the alpha. It may have also been because obviously with the alpha that was the very first time playing it, whereas this time, I already knew what to expect and kind of got that trying to figure it all out of the way, and this time it was literally just playing and I already knew the maps and that kind of thing, so that could be part of it too. I remember in the alpha playing, it felt weird. I didn't dislike it, it was really fun, I actually really liked it, but it just felt weird after playing so much Warzone to then go to a game that feels fairly similar, but it looks different, the animations are different, all that kind of thing. It just felt a little bit sort of clunky in that first sort of playtest, but this time around it felt, way smoother. And I'm not really sure if I can put my finger on the exact parts that felt smoother, but I think it was mostly just to do with sort of the gunplay and even the movement a little bit. I know they tuned up the like sort of slide cancel thing, that felt a little bit different. And then like I said, I think the field of view slider is probably part of it too, because it makes it feel like a fairly different game, to be honest. So yeah, overall, the smoothness of the game felt definitely a lot better than the first one. Now, as for the things that they added, I know that they added cartel to the map rotation. I believe that's really the only thing that they added. I know that there still wasn't all the guns, there wasn't, well, I assume all the perks. There's only like a couple of perks you can choose from. They may have added a few extra perks, but to be honest, I didn't unlock them. The XP game was a little bit slow. I'll actually sort of touch on that a little bit later on in the video, but at least from what I can tell, there wasn't too much extra content in there. I know cartel was there, but in terms of guns, I don't think I used any gun that wasn't in the alpha, and that was probably, if there was, it was probably mostly to do with the fact that, you had to unlock them all and stuff like that. So the actual content itself didn't feel too different. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed they didn't give us a few different maps. One extra map, and I didn't play Combined Arms this time, so maybe there was a new map in that as well I didn't see, but at least in, the smaller modes, I didn't see any other maps, and that was something that I was kind of worried about, because the maps for me personally in a Call of Duty game, or probably any shooter, it like makes up about 90% of the game. If the maps suck, I just will not like the game. It's as simple as that. Modern Warfare has got the best gunplay in probably any shooter that I've ever played, and to be honest, the maps are so bad that I have literally got no urge to play that game ever again. In fact, I know that I probably will not play Modern Warfare ever again, simply just because the maps are so just poorly designed and they're so campy. And so when they didn't add a bunch of new maps into this, I didn't expect them to put every map in the game or anything. I knew that they would keep the ones they had, but I thought we'd get at least 2 new maps, because for me personally, that's just something I was hoping to see, just to get a bit of a gauge on how the rest of the map design is. I feel like if you get 5 to 6 maps, you get to feel what it's like. Those maps are going to give you a good idea of what the other maps are like, but because there was only really 1 new map in a total of 4, you can still get a good idea, but it's, I just really do wish we got an extra taste of some of the other maps. Although, like I said, by the time you're watching this, the sort of second round of the beta is probably out, and I'm pretty sure I saw teasers that there might be a new map in that, so we'll see what happens. And at the end of the day, the maps that were already in it, I've really enjoyed all of them so far. Initially, I didn't like Satellite, but in the beta, for some reason, I really liked it. In the alpha, I just was not, I'm not going to say I wasn't a fan, but it was just, I don't know, getting used to it, I wasn't doing too well. That was probably part of it. But yeah, of all of them, that may have been my least favourite. However, in the beta, I really, really liked it. So hopefully, you know, the rest of the maps are pretty similar to the ones that they have, because all of them I've enjoyed so far. None of them have been like amazing, but they've all been way better than the Modern Warfare maps already. So as long as they're in that same sort of formula, the old, you know, 3-lane map, then I'll be definitely happy enough with that. Now, one thing that I'm not 100% sure on either is, I don't know if there was skill-based matchmaking in this, when there definitely was in the alpha. In the beta, I felt like I was doing like literally 10 times better than I was doing in the alpha. The game, you're probably seeing in the background, I think I went 42-12, which, to be honest, for like the old Call of Duties, that's not even anything special, because back then they didn't have skill-based matchmaking. But I can tell you firsthand, I probably have never gone anything like that in Modern Warfare. There may have been like a few random shipment matches where I probably got like 70 kills and like 10 deaths, just because if you get a chopper gunner or something, then it's obviously gonna sort of skew your KD a little bit. But for the most part in that game, I literally just go like even. I'll get like 25 kills and 20 deaths or something like that. So I'm not sure if they removed skill-based matchmaking for the beta, or if it was just way less strict, or maybe just I got lucky, I don't really know, or maybe I had just improved. I have no idea, but it definitely felt like there wasn't any skill-based matchmaking, or at least compared to in the alpha anyway. Now for me, that was awesome for the beta, but I'm really worried that if they put it back into the main game, which they will, I'm 100% sure that there will be skill-based matchmaking in the actual game. That to me is almost like false advertisement in a way, because people are going to be playing the beta, they're going to have an absolute blast because they're doing really well, and then full game comes out and bang, you're absolutely terrible because you're getting matched up with sweats, and it's just not a fun time. No one likes skill-based matchmaking. I don't know why they have to put it in. I know that apparently it helps with like player retention and stuff like that, because when you think about it, the majority of the player base are, you know, not the best players. Most people are casual. As much as we think, you know, guys watching YouTube videos on it, we probably all think that most people are pretty serious, but at the end of the day, it's like 5% of the whole player base are actually like into the game like really hardcore, and the rest of like the whole other 95% are literally just people who jump on for an hour after work and they have no idea what's going on. So apparently the skill-based matchmaking sort of has to do with that, because those people are now not getting shit on as much, and then that makes them more happy, so they keep buying the games. And in all fairness, it's a smart business model. You want to get more people buying the game, and so if you're pandering to the casual players, then I understand that's going to make you more money. But for me personally, that is just not the right way to go about it. You're damaging the game for the people who have been around since day one. Without all of us like hardcore players, this game would not be what it is. If we weren't buying the early versions of the game, then no one would be playing it. It's as simple as that. If the game failed back in the day because no one was buying it, then these days it wouldn't be what it is. So to just pretty much like shit on the people who have been dedicated the whole time by just putting them into sweat lobbies, that really ruins the game for a lot of people. It's part of the reason I don't like Modern Warfare, because it's literally just a sweat fest. I just want to jump on and, hey, if there's someone really good in the lobby and they flogging me, then that's fine, but the next game I don't want to have to deal with that again. It's, for me personally, it's better when it's just completely random. One game I might, you know, go 50-5 and just dominate the lobby, and then the next round some really good player joins and, you know, we have a sick battle between us, and yeah, that to me is way better than just every game you are matched with everyone who's on your level. Because at the end of the day, no one plays video games to just do medium. Like, no one has fun when you're not doing poorly and you're not doing well. You're just sitting in the middle, you're doing okay. That is not fun for anyone. So I don't know why they are so focused on that. For me, back in the old Call of Duties, like, I was getting shit on. I was the kid who was just an absolute bot because I'd, you know, buying my first ones and everyone else is really good. So you get shit on, you just have to deal with it. And for me, because I was so bad, it motivated me to get better at the game, and then eventually that happens, and that's how people improve. If I had have been from day one just doing medium the whole time, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it, because there's no sense of improvement there. Even when you do actually improve at the game, you just get put into lobbies with people that have also improved at the game, and so you might go 20 kills for 20 deaths, and technically you're actually improving because you're getting better with your aim and you know, getting more kills in a small amount of time and stuff like that. But then because you improve, you go up the next level, and then you're not actually seeing any reward for your improvement. You're literally just playing against people who are now better. So for me personally, skill-based matchmaking has borderline ruined Call of Duty with Modern Warfare. I'm not going to be that dramatic and act like the franchise is ruined, because literally Modern Warfare is one of the biggest Call of Duties of all time, and Warzone for me is one of my favourite games ever, so I shouldn't be that dramatic about it. But for me personally, in terms of the multiplayer games, it just makes me not want to play. There's no desire to play if I'm just going to go 20 and 20 every match. And a lot of people go, oh, you know, people who don't like skill-based matchmaking just want to go in and shit on everyone, and then that's fun for them, but everyone else has to deal with that. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be getting participation awards just for getting the game. If you're good at the game, you should be rewarded for being good at the game, and if you suck, then you need to get good. Simple as that. Now, I could talk about skill-based matchmaking for hours on end, so I'm gonna end that there. You probably have a good idea of how I feel about that. As for the rest of the stuff, the weapon balancing also felt a little bit better in this. It felt like there was no dominant guns. I remember the AK-74U and I think it might have been the M4. I remember one of the assault rifles was like really, really dominant. In the beta, it felt like, yeah, they were pretty even. I didn't find any guns that were like dominant. I also think the sniping definitely got a little bit of a nerf, which, to be honest, is probably warranted. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I think it probably needs a bit more of a nerf, because it's still really, really fast. And this has come from me, who, like, I am a sniper. Like, I main a sniper in every game that I play, so I shouldn't be complaining. The snipers are good, and that means, you know, good things for me. But personally, I think they do need a slight nerf, mostly just on the ADS speed. I think they zoom in just a tiny little bit too fast. If they don't get nerfed, then I'm not going to complain, because that's only good for me. But I think for people who don't snipe, and even for me as a sniper, it is still very frustrating to just come around a corner and someone can just absolutely roll you in one shot. There should be some level of skill to it, and I believe in this game there's not really that much skill to sniping, so hopefully they do nerf that a little bit more. But it was definitely much better than in the alpha. That was something else in the alpha. Like, that was literally the easiest sniping that I've ever had in any game. So there was at least some improvement there from that. Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on is actually the XP gain. I felt like the way that you level up was a little bit slow, to be honest. Unless they've got it so that it's sort of more evenly spread throughout all the ranks, then maybe it'll be fine. But usually in Call of Duty, like, your first game, you'll level up to like level 5 minimum in the first game. My first game, I went like 28 and 10, I think, and I leveled up to like level 2. So I feel like the leveling is maybe a little bit slow, and that has me worried, because that makes me think that there's not going to be prestiging, which I'll be very mad if there's no prestige system. If they've gone with the whole season thing again, where you get to 55 and that's your actual like level, and then you go from 55 to 155 and then it resets every season, I'm just not a fan of that. It feels like there's nothing to actually like grind for. Like, your level, once you're 55, it doesn't matter what level you are after that. So hopefully they do bring back the prestige system. The rate at which you level up in this kind of makes me think that they haven't, but I think we are going to be hearing about that pretty soon. The game comes out in, you know, a month or so, so it's not too far away, but I'm definitely very interested to see what they have to say there, because I think the majority of people want prestiging back. It's one of the staples of COD, in my opinion. It was something that I hadn't seen in other games before I played Call of Duty, and then now, like, a lot of other games have actually done that same sort of thing, and to just take it away and do the whole season thing, I'm just not a fan of that. They can still do the seasons and have prestiging, so I'm not really sure of the point of the whole season thing, but yeah, hopefully they do go back to the regular prestige system. But that is pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. I know I've rambled on a fair bit there about a lot of stuff that really wasn't even to do with the beta, but like I said, this was just unscripted, my pretty much raw thoughts straight after I've just finished playing on stream about an hour ago. And I'm sure, you know, with the beta coming out again this weekend, there'll probably be plenty more videos, you know, giving my thoughts and stuff like that. So like I said, that is going to do it for this one, guys. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new to the channel, then consider subscribing with those notifications on. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.